2020 has been a roller coaster. You have those awesome loop-de-loops, but then you have those terrible drops.
2020 is lopsided.
Exhausting.
Surprising. We had like such huge expectations because it's like 2020 and it's something that, you know, all of us were so psyched for.
Well, my goal for the whole school year before COVID was to like have the best year ever, especially since it was my graduating year, so I wanted it to be really memorable.
I was just kind of excited for like the new year because I feel like a lot of people were, and like I was just like, yeah, it's a new year and like we get to do like more stuff, or like I kind of wanted to like travel more.
I had this thought at the beginning of the year that I wanted to write a song. That's kind of happening.
Of course, those plans changed because of COVID, so I never got it fulfilled. And I was also hoping for like the best graduation because it would be my first. But of course, they had to substitute it with something else.
But it was weird though, because starting January, it kind of went downhill from there. It wasn't just Corona straight up, right? It was like the death of some famous people. It was literal like killer wasps, you know, it's just a bunch of stuff all at once, just like right after New Year's. And it was so overwhelming.
I was like really surprised because like it all happened like during the pandemic, which I just thought was like super ironic. The day they announced it, I was like pretty happy. I mean, like, because we had like 3 weeks off or
In
something.
the middle of class, one guy just stood up and was like, "We have school off," and everyone was really excited because in Calc we actually had a midterm during the next 3 weeks, and no one was excited for that. So my first initial reaction was like really happy.
I thought it would be something like flu season. It would just pass. You know, they'd find something for it. That's it.
But then like it kept happening. They're like, yeah, 3 more weeks, and then they just pushed it to the end of school. And then I was just like, oh my god, I really want to go back.
And then it started to sink in how this was going to not be so normal, and like this could actually affect our lives in a really huge way.
And then after quarantine, you know, the couple of months after that, you don't really see anybody, especially because I was trying to like be safe, and I just completely remembered procrastinating all of my work. I literally didn't do work for like a month or two, like of school, just because I felt like so unmotivated, and I felt so just not content with where life was, you know, that I had no reason to get up. I wasn't gonna go see my friends. I had no reason to take care of myself.
I like competitively dance, and we have like online classes since like March basically, and like it was kind of sad because we usually have like nationals and like recital at the end of the year, so like in June or something, and like obviously we couldn't do that this year, and like we have conventions and competitions and stuff like that, but like it was low-key kind of difficult because like a lot of people probably don't have that much space.
One thing that I definitely wish I could do more of but can't do more of is like seeing family.
It's been lonely, I would say, not being able to go outside and with my friends, past classmates and such, not getting to make new friends either. It's kind of lonely.
And also like online learning is like, it's good in a way, but it's also like difficult just because yeah, you don't get to see people, and it can be like stressful for a lot of people.
I think this was around, I'd like to say maybe end of April, that, you know, that's when all of my teachers were starting to get worried. They're like, what's up with you, Parvina? Like, pick up your pace, like what's happening? You know, you're not submitting your school stuff. And I think that moment, because the months leading up to that, I didn't hear anything from my teachers, so I figured in my brain, I justified myself not doing all the work and not putting in any effort, because I was like, oh, it doesn't even matter, like it's just like whatever, I'll do it later. And then I think when I started to hear from them, and when I started to kind of realize that the world was still turning, it didn't stop, nothing stopped, all of my plans that I wanted to have accomplished, all of them are still there, and all of them need to be accomplished, and I need to be able to take those menial steps to growth. And I think when I came to that realization, that even though we're at home, we're at shutdown, things are still very, very much active.
I think a lot of people just like start to be more grateful for things, like just like even the ability to like go out.
And I think a lot of my peers, just like me, we got to kind of learn more about ourselves. We got to set aside a lot of school problems, because I feel like because of the additional time, we could funnel it into learning about hobbies that we might want to take up, or realizing that some relationships or friendships that we were in were not actually optimal.
Like so many people ask me like, why do you do dance online? Like that's so weird. And like it is, but like I feel like you just kind of get used to it.
I've gained a close relationship with my loved ones and friends.
Being comfortable with like changes and just like being able to adapt to them quickly, I guess, like that.
I've gained the ability to be calm. Last year, I was more jumpy. I was really anxious last year. That's a problem I have, but now I'm more calm. I think things through better. I don't jump into the situation.
Best part of 2020 was finding a healthy habit, was developing a healthy habit. And for me, that was exercising. Before, I didn't have that type of outlet because I was lazy, or more so not in the state of mind to, even look to exercise as like a way to like solve my problems or deal with them better. And so I think being able to develop such a healthy habit was a really great path out of all of the ones that I could have taken. And I'm just like really proud of myself for that.
I'm kind of getting stuff. I'm understanding more. Like there was this one random time when I was like getting clothes like from the laundry, and I was like, you know what? I feel mature.
I know people change like with time in general, but I feel like because we got such a big break, and just as I said, more time in general, we got to change our perspective on a lot of things, and we got to be more involved in a lot of more prominent issues that our country is in right now.
I feel like I've gotten closer to like friends. I was not expecting that, because COVID is like, oh, you social distance, you're not talking anymore. But actually now I feel like I'm closer to my friends than I was before. As in, like, you meet at lunch, you chat, and it's like mostly all like fun and games. And then now with all these events happening, it's not necessarily all fun and games, but that also creates an opportunity to talk about other topics on a deeper level. I think we all got a pretty big wake-up call when George Floyd was essentially murdered by that police officer.
Definitely like all the protests that happen, and like we know like the Black Lives Matter movement and everything, and like I think so many people got to like educate themselves on that matter, because I feel like it was talked about earlier, but also like not really, just because like it's like a weird topic or like different topic that people don't really talk about as much. So I think because of this, like a lot of people got to like educate themselves and talk about it more, and I think that was just like I mean, we don't really see stuff like that all the time, so I think that was the biggest thing.
I want to say society has progressed, and I feel like a lot of us have progressed, bringing people more together than like pulling us apart. But I also am not sure if I'm missing out on a sector of society. Like, you know how you talk about echo chambers? Maybe I'm just in this bubble where I don't know what's going on. So I think in my chamber, stuff has progressed, but I don't know about other chambers.
I pretty much spend my time going between school, work, schoolwork, and exercising a lot. And I've been also keeping up a journal.
But so like I've taken up a lot of extra activities in classes because like, oh, we have all so much more time now. And I wouldn't say I've picked up on any extra hobbies.
I just started picking it up. It's just full of random unfinished thoughts, but you know, it's there whenever I need it.
In the beginning of quarantine, I felt like I was like cooking a lot more, but like it wasn't actually cooking because like I can't really cook, but like I tried, and I don't know, I just felt like I had more time for that, whereas like when we were in school, like I never did that. Or just like, yeah, just like spending time with my family. Or
First, calm down. I don't know, it's just sometimes I just like sit on my bed and like think about whatever. Like I just let my mind wander to whatever I want it to wander to, and I let it do that, and then after that it feels so good. And that kind of helps sometimes. Another thing is you're not alone.
See the positives. You know, okay, you're stuck inside. Maybe start reading that book you never got to touch before COVID, or learn that new skill you've always wanted to learn. You have to go to this new school and you're completely terrified. But the bright side, you get to go to school. You know, just see the positives in it and not always the worst.